enthusiast, but you need a little bit more than 2 seats and a small trunk. A hot hatchback has long been the car for you. And this is the original. This is the Volkswagen GTI. This is a Mark 6 generation, and all these years later, it's still fantastic. And now, you can get a Mark 6 for under $20,000. But also in that same price range is the Subaru WRX. The WRX brings all-wheel drive and a rally car feel to the segment. So, which is the better hot hatchback? The original or the rally car? Stay tuned and let's find out. This GTI belongs to my friend Tyler. He hasn't had it very long, he really likes it, and I can really see why. It's a really, really fun car. The GTI is just fun, and it does fun unlike any other car, because it does it with such a nice balance of being really fun to drive, having an interior that's almost Audi quality, and having incredible practicality. This GTI is perfectly stock, unlike the WRX we have today, although they feel pretty similar. GTI is as fast as WRX, but in terms of handling and everything, they're totally stock. So compared to the Mark 7 that I've driven, this GTI, I actually prefer the power band in this to the 7th generation that I drove. It's much more linear. In the 7th generation, it's kind of dead and then it hits. Whereas this, let's see. So right now we're at 2,500 RPM, and it just pulls very linear. It doesn't hit, it just rolls on very nice, which I really, really like. It feels very much like a GTI, like if you blindfolded someone, which isn't a good idea, and put them in the driver's seat, they could tell it's a GTI. It feels like a GTI, it feels like a Volkswagen product. So as I said earlier, engine's great linear power band. Transmission, I actually like the shifter. Not everyone is a fan of Volkswagen's cable shifters, but I mean, for a front-wheel drive hatch, it's, I think, great. It's very easy to rev match. Heel toe placement isn't as good as it was in the WRX, but in terms of actually matching the revs, it's really very easy, actually. This is one of the easiest cars in the world to drive, and especially to drive fast. Anybody can jump in this and just easily interact with the transmission and just start to drive it, and drive it fast, because it kind of eggs you on a little bit. I mean, this is also, if you are someone who likes automatic transmissions, this car does come with the dual clutch, whereas Subaru doesn't really come with an automatic. So if you do want an automatic, this is really your only option. One thing I don't like about this car is it won't let you left foot brake, which is annoying. So usually in a front wheel drive car, especially if you're rallying, you keep your foot on the gas and you drag brake to help the car rotate. In this car, my foot's on the floor and it just cuts the power, and that's really annoying. It is something to keep in mind if you are buying this car to do track events or high performance stuff, because there's more electronics in this than there are in the WRX. Yeah, my favorite thing about this car is its personality. It has a little bit more personality than the WRX does, I think. It feels a little bit more, it has a little bit more of that European flair to it. And although it isn't as capable as the WRX, I think it has a little bit more personality to it. Not only is the Golf's performance impressive, as is its styling. I personally feel the Mark 6 Golf is aging the best. There are no radical scoops or spoilers on it. It's just a clean and simple design with nice subtle touches to let you know that the GTI is more aggressive than a normal Golf. The same theme is continued throughout the interior of the car. You get these fantastic plaid seats, which are a necessity if you're going to buy one of these. And there's also lots of little nice touches like brushed aluminum edges on the window switches, and just nice materials throughout. Volkswagen rules the interior quality part of the segment. The Subaru styling is much more aggressive than its German rival, but it really fits the car's personality. The scoops and flares really set this car off, and it looks very rally car. The interior of the Subaru really reflects its market. It's very performance focused with the tachometer right in front of you, just like a Porsche. The heel toe placement is fantastic, and all the driving ergonomics in it are great. So this WRX is a 2013. It's in really nice shape. Belongs to my friend Lewis. Thanks, Lewis, for letting me use your car today. It has a few little upgrades to it. It's got an intake, it's got a carb access port. So power-wise, this one is far ahead of the GTI we have today. But handling-wise, it's stock suspension, everything else. So it's a really good example of a WRX from this generation that you might go out and buy. And I can tell you one thing, certainly fun. And these upgrades really do make a difference. Oh yeah, feel that all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive just puts the power down so well, and it makes the car much more balanced in the corner. Whereas the GTI tends to want to spin its front wheels and understeer, this just has much more traction and it puts the power down. It definitely doesn't feel as light as the GTI. I mean, you can feel the weight of the all-wheel drive system, but it makes up for that with the traction and the extra stability in the corner. There really isn't a lot of body roll. Suspension's stiff, but at the same time, it does strike a really good balance of being stiff, but it doesn't beat you up. It's not like the Focus RS, where that car is really, really stiff all the time. Engine is good. It doesn't have a lot of low-down torque, but once the turbo spools up, it really goes, especially with this carb access port. Transmission is good. I actually prefer the shifter in the GTI to this. This one, the throws are a little bit longer. I like the gear ratios. You're constantly shifting in this car, which is really fun. Always rowing through the gears. It's really easy to rev match. Turn in on this car is immediate. You just breathe on the wheel and the car just darts in, which is really good. It has much better turn in than the GTI. I mean, mid-corner, start squeezing power, you can really feel when the wheels have grip, when they don't. Very precise with it. Good feedback. Brakes are good initial bite, very progressive. The other big draw to this car is they don't make a WRX hatch anymore. So if you want a WRX hatch, this is kind of the one you're looking at, because it's the latest generation where you can get a hatchback. And personally, I would really want the hatch. I think it just adds so much more usability, and you don't sacrifice anything in performance. This is a really good entry-level performance car, and there's really no major downside to it. Choosing between these two cars really is very difficult. Even without the carb access port, the Subaru is faster and more capable. However, the GTI has more personality and is a better all-rounder. If you do more track stuff and high-performance driving events, you really want the Subaru. The all-wheel drive system makes a big difference, and it just feels more racy. However, if you just want a really fun daily driver, get the Volkswagen GTI. You'll appreciate the nicer interior, and it will make you smile every day of the week on your commute to work. In fact, if I had to choose, I think I might go Volkswagen. But whichever one of these you get, you're getting a fantastic car. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you like this video. There's much more coming on the way, so stay tuned.